Alright guys, so in this video what we're going to do is show you how to stake your metal token. Again, this video is not financial advice and I am not suggesting that you buy the metal token, but I do suggest that you do your research into the Metallicus ecosystem and decide for yourself, based on your own research, whether or not you want to have the metal token. But if you do have the metal token, how do you get it staked? Well, the main thing is you cannot do it on the desktop app. And the reason is because you have to change from the XPR network layer 1 back down to the base layer, layer 0 blockchain, the metal blockchain. And when you click on the XPR network up here, you see all you have is the XPR network as well as the test net for the XPR network. But we need to get to the metal blockchain in order to stake our metal. So let me pull up the app, the cell phone. Alright, here's our cell phone. Alright, so we're on Jed, or TJ at TJ YouTube, but Jed is the username. So we have on here, well, hold on one second. I let my phone screen go off. Okay. So when we're looking at the cell phone app or the mobile app for the WebAuth wallet. Alright. And it's very important that you understand you cannot do this on your desktop app. You must have a mobile app version. So when you come to the mobile app up here where it says XPR network, you want to go and you want to tap on the XPR network. When you do, you're going to see the other networks that are available. Ethereum, Metal L2, Sepolia, or however you say it, Optimism, all the different things, as well as the test nets for the various things. What you want to do is come up here to where it says Metal and then go ahead and tap on Metal. Now when Metal comes up, this is changing you over to the layer 0 blockchain. Let me get the Face ID. And now you'll be able to get the addresses and the things that you need in order to do the metal blockchain. Now when you switch to metal blockchain, it does want to do your PIN or your facial recognition or however you have it set up. Now what we want to do, guys, and you have to really pay attention, you may want to write this down, but you really need to pay attention to how we are doing this, because it's very important that you do it correctly. Because if you don't, you're not going to be able to actually stake it, or it's going to end up where you don't want it and you're going to have to do all sorts of things. Okay, there's a ordered set of events that or ordered set of steps that you have to take to get it to where you can stake it. So the first thing we do is we move over to the metal network, right? We went, if you click on that, we were in the XPR network, this one here, and then we clicked on the metal network, right? So now we're in the metal network, and now what we want to do is we want to go down to the metal C chain, that is the contract chain, and we want to get the address. So let's click on metal C chain, clicked on it, and then we want to go to receive, the receive button up there, to get our address. So now we will copy that address by using this copy thing right here. We copy it. It says it's successfully copied. Now we will back out of it using the arrow at the top left, and then we will use the arrow at the top left again, and now we are back on the main screen of the metal chain. Now we need to switch back over to the XPR network because that's where we currently have our metal located. We bought it on the XPR network, no fees, none of that stuff. So let's click on metal up there. Then we want to click on XPR network, not the test network, XPR network, so this one here. Now we're back on the XPR network. So now we want to see where it says metal blockchain. We've got $50.73 worth, 126.5118 actual metal. So we're going to click on that. And now we want to send it over to the contract chain. So we click on send. And then we, up at the top there, we don't want to use the XPR network. We want the metal C chain, the contract chain. So let's click on that. Then it wants us to enter the address. So this is a different address down here that I've already used, but this is a different account. So right there where it says enter address, metal C chain address, that's what we copied when we were on the metal chain. So click there and then click and hold, let go, and you want to paste that address that you got from the metal chain into there. Then click on your screen. Down at the bottom there, you want to click on select amount. In my case, I'm going to hit the max button up there, that max button right there. I'm going to click on it, and it's going to have a fee of 0.005 metal. So we can't send maximum amount of metal. So see that little X button down here at the bottom on the keyboard? We're going to exit back, X, and just keep hitting X until you're at the whole number. Like right now we're at 0.5. We want 0.0. That way we have enough to cover the fee, right? So now we click, now that we have it at the whole number, or you can change it and just, instead of, like for me example, I could go from 126 and just make it 125 and leave one metal on my XPR, because I'm going to dollar cost average in anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But anyway, 126, and I'm gonna hit continue. Just the main thing to remember here is just leave enough for the fee, right? So click continue, and then we see, make sure everything's right. 0.x99, that is the correct address. Metal blockchain, and we're going from the XPR network to the metal C chain. That's all correct, so we send now, and now it is sent over to the contract chain of the metal blockchain, the layer 0. So now we just click on return to wallet, and up at the very top, now we want to go over to the metal chain because that's where we sent it. So we're going to click on XPR network again. We're going to go down to the metal blockchain right here. Click on it, tap on it, let it scan you, or put in your PIN, however you got it set up. Do your YubiKey, whatever it is. Wait for it to change over to the metal chain. And as of right now, we can see that I have $0 on and 0 metal on the, or well, it says 0.4, but $0, 0 metal on the metal C chain. So if I click on this metal C chain again, I have 0. So I just wait a couple minutes. Maybe we're switching from the XPR network, a layer 1 on the metal blockchain, down to the metal blockchain. So we have to wait for it to show up. So I will pause the video in order to keep the video short until it shows up. Actually, while we wait, let's just do this. There is an A chain, that is the proton chain. Okay, that is the layer 1, that's the XPR network. And the A chain is used for the proton network, right? XPR is used for payments, high resource efficient decentralized finance, decentralized apps, and DAOs, decentralized autonomous organizations, as well as messaging. I gotta keep my screen up so you guys can see when it swaps over. It does take a little while, but once you're on the layer 0, everything happens very, very quickly, just like it does on the XPR network. The other one is the X chain on the metal network, as you can see right here, metal X chain. The X chain is the exchange chain. Exchange chain. On the X chain, or the exchange chain, it is for creating and managing smart assets, like tokens, transferring assets between users, handling peer-to-peer transfers, also supports cross-subnet transfers, doesn't focus on complicated contract logic. It is an exchange. It exchanges the different things and allows you to create and manage smart assets. As you can see, we now have it on our metal chain, but let me explain the metal P chain. The metal P chain is the platform chain, right? The platform chain is the meta chain. It handles stacking of metal tokens, validator management, creating and managing subnets, coordinating coordinating interchain and internal communications. It doesn't usually handle end user token transfers or contracts directly. But the P chain is where we ultimately want to get it. The platform chain is where we ultimately want to get it, because that is what handles the staking of the metal token. The C chain is the contract chain, and the contract chain is for deploying and executing Ethereum style smart contracts. So if you know Solidity or want decentralized apps that have or behave like those on the Ethereum network, this is the chain for you, right? The C chain, the contract chain. All right, so we have it on the contract chain. That's the only way we can do it. We go from the XPR network over to the contract chain on the metal chain. And now that we have it on the contract chain, we have to go up here to cross chain, because we can only stake it on the platform chain or the metal P chain. So we need to go up here to where it says cross chain and tap on that. Now it is asking up here at the top, which one do you want to use as your source chain? So we need to click on the C chain, because that's where we have our metal as of right now. So we click on that, and now it wants to know what is the destination chain. Where do you want it? The exchange chain or the platform chain? Well, we need it on the platform chain in order to stake it. So we click on metal P chain, or we tap on it, and it wants to know how much metal do you want to send. So once again, I'm going to send the max, and we have a fee of 0.00101 metal. So once again, I'm going to use the back button, the X button, to back out until I have a whole number. So there we go, 125. That's what I'm going to send, and then I'm going to click down at the bottom there, continue. Now it wants to verify, you want to check everything, make sure it's correct. Token is the metal blockchain, chain from C chain to P chain. That is correct. We're sending 125 metal. That's good. We have enough to cover the fee. So we send now down there at the bottom. Send now. It's going to scan, verify it is you, and then it's going to move it over. So now we have sent 125 metal to the P chain. Now we need to return to wallet down there at the bottom. Now that we have returned to wallet, you can see how fast this chain is. It's already sitting on the metal P chain. It is a very, very, very fast chain. So let's go ahead and click on the metal P chain now, because that's where we have our money, our metal I mean. So tap on that. And now you see right there where it says stake. Let's click on that. Stake. Now it wants to know which node do you want to stake it to. Now here's the thing about the nodes. It's just like the XPR network. It does not matter which node you choose. Whatever node you choose, you're going to earn the same amount of yield on your metal no matter which node you choose. You can pick any node. There's a couple of things that you really want to look for, and that is that you want to make sure they have 100% uptime, or at least close to it. It's got to be at least 80% in order to earn yield. So you want 100% uptime or close to it, so above 80% and up to 100% in order to earn yield on your tokens. The next thing is the end time. When is the node going to complete its validation process? Which means that's when you will get paid your yield on your metal on that day. So on this case, this would be June 27th, 2026. The other thing you want to look at is the available metal. How much metal can you delegate to this node? In this case, there's only 277 metal that can be staked to this node. It had the ability, the validator himself had staked 800,000 metal, but there's only 277 metal left on this validator or this node for people to stake. So I can, in other words, if I have 300 metal, I cannot stake it here. I can stake 277 of it, but that's it. Okay, the number of delegates is how many people have delegated to that node. And so these are the important things. The fee, what the fee is the node operator. Whoever runs that node is going to earn 20% from your stake. So you'll get your staking reward, and they'll get 20% of that reward. All right. So those are the important things. Uptime, at least 80%. The fee, how much is the node operator going to charge you to stake your metal to their node? and the end time. When will you get paid out on your metal? And is there enough available room on that? For example, let's look at this one. This one, the validator staked 800,000 metal. This is actually the same company, but I'll show you that here in a second on the website. But validator stake is 800,000 metal. That's how much they put in, just like up here on this node. On this node, they put 800,000, but there's still 117,467 metal left available to stake. So as long as you got less than 117,000, you can stake to this 100% of your stake to this guy. So again, uptime, fee, how much they're going to charge you as the node operator to stake your metal and for you to earn yield. When will it expire? When will you get paid out? And how much metal is available, right? So you can just go down through all of these and look at them. 20%, 20%, 20%, 100% of uptime, 20%. You can just look at all these. You can just keep scrolling down and look through them all. It's completely up to you. This one's charging 11.11% fee. It has 100% uptime, and this one expires, or you'll get paid out on March 21st, 2026. So next year in March, right? This one is November 11th, 2025. So the end of this year. They're charging a 10% fee, and it has a 100% uptime. Now, let's move him out of the way. This is our cell phone, and I want to come up here to this, and I will put the link into the show more of the description of this video, and this shows you the same stuff. Okay, the progress is how far along it has that node come toward its end date when you get paid out, the amount of metal that is staked, when it started, when it ends, how long the duration of that validation period is, and how much uptime that metal that node has, right? You want 80% or above, and you want to always make sure that there is a green check mark. All right, so it's very simple. You choose what you want. I'll put this website up here. You can see everything about it. You can see every single thing that you need to see. And you can just scroll through here. See how this one has no check mark? Notice that it's below 80%. So this is one of the nodes that you don't want to stake to. Now if I click on the node, right, this does nowhere on here does it tell us what the uptime of these nodes are. Okay, uptime, not uptime. Let me click on one of these. This is Forge X node. You can come in here and you can get more details, right? You can get the duration, it's active, 28 days. Start date is September 2nd, end date September 30th. Delegator count, there's 7 people delegated to this node operator. Again, the total stake is this 1,413,000. Available delegator stake, in other words, whether or not you can, how much you can put into this stake and earn on. Up to 1,586,000. So far 22,966 metal has been delegated to this one. Alright, so I'm not trying to get you confused, but you can come in here, you can see everything about the node, all that stuff. Alright, let me back up. This is the main page, so if you need further information, you just click on that node. Alright, up here you can search for a specific node. For example, the growing awareness, for example, we have a node, and I want to give thanks to a specific user for helping me to set that up. But if you type in you will see right here the growing awareness. We have a 99.96% uptime. There's 28-day duration. If we click on my node, you can see here it's 28-day duration. Start was September the 15th. It's going to end on October the 13th, so everybody will get paid out on the 13th. One person has delegated to my node. The last time I delegated it, right here on this run, that's complete at 100%. This one that we're currently on, which is this one right here, we're at 20.58% of the way to completion. But on this one, I had, all the metal that was available was used up. Nobody was able to stake to my node. Right now I got one delegator who has staked 2,000 metal, and I put in 8,132 metal. The total amount of metal that can be staked to my node right now is 10,132, but the available what's left 30,528. So as long as you have less than 30,528, you can stake to my node. All right. Now you do not have to stake to my node, and that's completely up to you. Like I said, you get the same yield no matter what you do. Now let me bring up the phone again so we can complete our stake, because obviously I will stake to my node. Let's go back. Let's get this down. Let's go right here. The growing awareness. I just type in we pop up right here, and I need to copy this. Copy. Or I can just type it in, whichever, it doesn't matter. But I'll copy it and I'll send it over to my phone so I can put that in there. Give me 1 sec. Alright, let's bring the phone back up. And so just right there, I'm just going to tap and hold and hit paste. And then all I'm going to do, guys, is look at my phone and make sure that it is the CZLSK. So if I want to just, we can see that it is the same way. MQOMUU, MQOMUU, right? So I know that I'm staking to the growing awareness. So let me get that back up there for you. So I just tapped on that, and now I want to stake 100% of my metal, and then again I'm going to hit the X button and back it all the way up to a whole number, but this time I'm going to drop it down by 1. So 125, I'm going to go 124.00, and then I am going to, at the very bottom of the screen, hit continue. Now, how long do we want to stake it? In my case, I want to stake it maximum, so I'm going to go up there to select max. So on October 13th at 8:40 p.m. it will be completed and I will get paid out. So I'm going to click continue. So we can see that the reward address, just leave that the same. You want it to go back to your P address so you can restake it again when this validation process completes. So I'm going to add reward address down here at the bottom. So tap on that. It's going to want you to verify everything, and then once you have verified everything, at the bottom hit confirm. It will check for the Face ID or your PIN, whatever you have it set up, and it tells you now at the top you are staking, delegator added. So I have delegated to the growing awareness node. Return to wallet, and you can see that on the Metal P chain it still says I have 125. Nothing's really changed, but it's now staked. If I click on Metal P chain, you can see now that right here where it says I have 1 available, because remember I dropped it by 1, and then staked, I have 124 of it staked, and the staking rewards that I will receive for that 124 metal at the end of the middle of next month will be 0.6344 metal. And then once that is up, then I'll go ahead and cash that out, and then I will restake it again and just keep compounding all that as it grows, right? And I'm going to continue to dollar cost average into the metal blockchain, buying more and more metal over time because I believe in it. Again, I've done my research. You have to do your own research and come to your own conclusion, but that tells you everything that you need to know, right? And the stake start date 9/21. These are the transactions that I went through. So that's it, guys. And if we go back up here to the growing awareness, let me get this out of the way. So I'm charging a 6% fee. There's people that charge 5%. There's people that charge 10, 20%. You'll see all sorts of numbers. Guys, you do not have to stake to my node. There's no reason to. If you do, you simply help me out because I'll get 6%. But again, it's completely up to you. If you want to stake and help the growing awareness channel out, great. If you don't, that's great as well. I have no issues with it. Go stake where you see, wherever you see is best for you in your situation. But that's all you got to do, guys. You go from the XPR network, switch over to the Metal blockchain. Let me back out of this. So up there where it says Metal, let me bring it up on the screen, on your screen here. So right there where it says Metal, up here at the top, again, you're on the XPR network, you want to switch to the metal network. Then you want to get your tap on the metal C chain, hit receive because you need the address, copy the address, then back out of it and back out of it. Then you want to tap on the metal and go back to your XPR network. Then you want to go to your metal blockchain there, tap on it, send. You'll go over to your metal C chain at the top, and then you want to paste in that address right here where it says metal C chain address. Metal C chain address right there. You want to put in your address that you copied from the metal chain, and then you want to select the amount, and then you want to send it. Don't forget to subtract for the fee, right? Then you'll go all the way back out of all of that, and then you go from the XPR network, tap on it, go back to the metal blockchain. It'll be on your, it takes a few minutes, but then it goes to your C chain, contract chain on the metal blockchain. So let this go through. It'll be on the C chain right here, and then you'll want to go to cross chain, tap on cross chain, and then your source will be the C chain, and then your destination will be the P chain, and then you'll select the amount minus the fee, subtract the fee, right? And then once you have it on the P chain, let me get out of this. Once you have it on the P chain, you will click on the P chain, and you will click on stake, and then you will stake it to whatever validator you want to stake it to. Again, the address to all of the validators, so you can choose which validators you want. I will put this link right here in the description of this video. God bless you all. We will catch you in the next video. Get in the Word, stay in the Word, get the Word in you. Most important thing you can probably do in your entire life. And we will catch you in the next video. Oh, one last thing. If you're looking for a specific node, type it in here. Type the node name in here, not up here. Okay, you don't want the transaction hash or block number. You tap it right here. So if we're looking for the growing awareness, we just type in the, and it pops up as the first one. If you're looking for block empowered, then you'd type in BLO, block empowered comes up. Whoever you're looking for, just type it in this search bar, not this search bar. Okay, clear out of all that, or just click here and it'll bring you back to all of the validators, and you can choose whichever one fits your situation. And we will catch you in the next video, guys. But keep in mind that this is compounding. So now you have XPR earning you. Actually, let's bring this back up. Alright, so if I back out of this, back out, and switch from metal blockchain back to the XPR network, and we go to the XPR network right here, and we can see that in 24 hours I made 0.4721 XPR as my staking rewards. Every day this will update and add another 0.4721 XPR. Now remember, I have a stream coming in from XPR. Now I have a stream coming in from metal blockchain. The more you buy of the token and the more you stake, the more you earn, right? So you're earning from two sources now. You got two sources flowing into you income wise. It's not much because we're starting out with little money, but also keep in mind that over time the value of the token itself will increase in value. So you have two flows coming in plus an increasing value token. So now you have three sources of increasing value into your life, and we're just getting started in the Metallicus ecosystem. I'm telling you guys, your paradigm, the way you think about finances is you have to have a paradigm shift. You're used to money being constantly extracted from you. Now you're beginning to see that you can have all of these sources of income flowing into you. We'll catch you guys in the next video. God bless.